Start clapping your hands right now. Start clapping your hands right now for my good friend, Natalie.
Before I say anything, I was going to tell you all sorts of jokes about my mom, and then she showed up. I was like, fuck. Mom, Celeste, Alicia, table 15 is open and would like you to sit at it. My mom grew up in Rio Linda. Norte del Rio? Anybody go to... Yeah! I don't think it exists anymore, but that's right. My mom told me today in a text, I'm coming back to my hood for you, girl. It's like, you don't even know what a hood is, unless it's on my sweater. Come on. Mom, you're sitting next to some girls that I never stole a car with in high school or junior high, but you might remember them. Do you guys remember my mom? All right. So I can bring ladies to a dive bar or a comedy club, not men, apparently. Being single is awesome. Let me tell you what kind of guys I bring to places. I bring guys that come up to me and say things like, hey girl, you a chicken farmer? And then in my head I'm like, what could possibly be the punchline for this fucking joke? I'm like, no, not really. I don't really like animals like that. He's all, I'm sorry, Mom. And he's like, because you look like you could raise a lot of cocks. And I was like, well, I could. Just not in the country. I'm a city girl. It's a different kind of cock in the city, sir. Whoa. I'm sorry. That really happened. That's not even a joke. That happened the other day. And I was like, man, the material just gets worse and worse and worse. I'm getting a divorce. Divorce is awesome. Maybe the best decision I made in the last 5 years. But being single is a trip. Being single, bad things happen. I had sex with a man that was a lot thinner than me. And I mean, I'm confident. I'm a confident girl. But I left my dress in the living room, and we were in another room, and then I went to sleep. And then I woke up, and then the sun was up, and like all the lights were on. And I was like, I mean, logically in my brain, I was like, I know he's already seen me without all my clothes on. So it doesn't really matter what I look like now, because he's already seen it, all of it. But in my head, I was like, it doesn't matter. Like this is a whole like daylight. This is a whole different deal. So he got up and he left the room, and I was like, my fucking dress, like what am I gonna do? I didn't want to pull all these like sheets off the bed. I thought about it. I was like, I'll just wrap myself up in his comforter. So I did what any gaining weight, curvy, cute girl would do. I sucked it in. And I'm going to do a demonstration from one side of the stage to another. This is basically what happened. By the time I got to the living room, I was like, fuck, what am I doing? And I put my dress on so fast, and I was like, it was great to see you again. He's like, I don't want to be romantic with you anymore. I'm like, I know the drill. I love being single. I know, it's not sad. It's not really that sad. It happens. Worse things have happened. Anybody here been to jail? Are you serious? Thank you. Thank you for being the one honest man. You're cute, too. I like guys with a record. I mean, I'm not ashamed. My poor mom, I'm trying new stuff out tonight. I'm so sorry. Celeste, I don't know if you knew this about me. Prison changed me. Okay, so it wasn't a hard time. But I got really drunk at a work function. This is what stupid girls do. Got in my car, I went home, almost there, like 2 blocks away, lights flashing, pulled over. I was in a polka dot suit, skirt, jacket, fucking polka dots. And I had like little baby beautiful diamond earrings. I was in nylons. Like who the fuck? I'm not even 40. Like who the fuck wears nylons? I'm in nylons, pumps. And the cops pulled me over and I got out of my car and I was like, I mean, normally I would try to manipulate. Normally I would try to just lie my way, but I was like, here you go. I'm like, this is right? So I go to jail. I wasn't even as drunk as I was about to get, but I didn't know that. So I go to jail. And I decided, I have this thing, like, I'm really good with phone numbers. Like, I probably remember your fucking phone numbers from the 7th grade. I could probably call your mom right now and be like, Melissa's in Rio Linda. And so I called everybody I ever knew that was either a cop or related to me, except for my mother. My whole family, all my cousins, my uncle, my aunt, like every boyfriend I ever had was a cop, and they were like, Natalie, you probably earned this one. I was like, oh. And while I was on the payphone, this girl came up behind me. I mean, you all, either you know me or you see what I look like right now. And the girl came up behind me and she was all, bitch. And then it was like all 96 shots of vodka I had kicked in. I was like, you could have the fucking phone when I'm done with it. And the look on her face, like she just looked at me in my polka dots and was like, this bitch is crazy. Like, we should leave her the fuck alone. So then they moved me in another room, and when I walk in the room, it's like where everybody that's drunk is being held. And as soon as I walked in the room, another girl, she was like the captain. She was like I don't know, she was in charge. Like if she was gonna, in some capacity, fist me that night. Like it was this girl. And she looked at me and she was like, mind you, at the time I was way thinner than I am right now. I had really short hair. It was like, just came under my chin, but it was really short in the back, and then polka dots, bangs. And she was all, bitch, you be looking like that soccer player's wife. And I mean, I've been so drunk, I'm so mortified, I'm in fucking jail, like I'm starving. If I have to go to the bathroom, it's in like a toilet in the middle of the room, I've been nylon, like I just am like, I'm sorry, Natalie. And she's like, we're not on our first name. I'm like, bitch, you heard me, you be looking like that soccer player's wife. And I was like, I don't know who the soccer player is. And then it dawned on me. I was like, oh my god, she thinks I'm fucking Posh Spice. She thinks that she's calling me Posh. I'm definitely getting murdered tonight. Me, murdered. So I did what any really awesome, drunk, super white girl in jail would do. And I was like, you can't beat them. So the next time a girl got brought into this giant room, I was like, bitch. And she looked at me like I was out of my mind. I'm like, join them, or we're gonna die. My cousin is a cop. He actually, like the little princess I was that night, came and picked me up a little bit earlier than the other girls got out. He was like, I'm so ashamed of you. You're like the 7th one of us. I was like, yeah, I'm representing, yeah, I know, it's cool. Brings me my shoes, my earrings, everything, and then he walks me by the room that he had just brought me out of, where all my friends were now. We walked by the room, and all of them were like, Natalie, have a good night, oh my god, we're so glad you're getting out. And my cousin was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, I just make friends wherever I go. My mom taught me that.
Proud moment.
I know, she's probably so proud, right? I'm like, Mom, sex, some skinny guys, jail, Rio Linda. I really run all the stops for you tonight, Mom. Your sparkles shirt, super sexy over there. My mom's single. She dates online. Yeah. She sent me a text message one day. Natalie, I need you to check out my profile. I want to make sure that you think it looks good. Do you like this picture? It's just new for me. So I look at it, and before I get a chance to respond to her, she sends me another one. She's like, oh my god, it's like a full-time job. Everybody's like, ping, ping, wink, wink, oh my god. I'm I'm like, wow, gosh, Mom, it's way more guys than I meet. How old? Oh, well, maybe in your 60s it's different. So I'm looking at her profile and I'm like, well, it's a really pretty picture, Mom. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. We knew that. And then I look at her username and I was like, did you include double penetration in your username? She's like, no, it's my initials. DP, ready to go. DP, ready to go. I was like, fuck, Mom, that's why you're getting all the winks. Like, they think they can get it in. Like, oh, God. I was like, first I thought it meant deep penetration. Even I was like, I've been to jail, hard time. But I was like, deep. And one of my friends goes, no, that means double penetration. I was like, she's fucking 64 years old. Nobody's double doing anything to my mom. And I'm like, Mom. And then she's, why are you making fun of me? I was like, I'm not making fun of you, but I don't want people to think that from this side and this side, like, oh, Mom. Her next text is something like, well, I mean, it doesn't even matter what you think, because somebody told me that my milkshake brings all the boys together. And then I threw up. I was like, sorry, Mom, that's like my favorite thing you've ever done. DP, ready to go. And her bio was like, just a single gal, retired, ready to party. I was like, yeah, I bet they think you're ready to party. Oh my God, sorry, Mom. Sorry. Thankfully, though, my mother, if you went to jail, you definitely send people dick pics, don't you? Do you? Like one your whole life? Okay. Luckily, my mom's never shared any of her photography with me. I'm sure she gets it, and I hope she burns it or buries it. I actually had a long conversation with Michael the other day, and I was like, I just don't even understand why men do this. Like, why would you do this? Why would you take a photo of something that we don't want to see a photo of, and like maybe in person, like in real life, like we'll see it, we'll touch it, we'll use it. Sometimes, as long as we're not married, we'll do whatever you want to it. But I was like, Michael, I get some shit. Like I got like a full on like a taint photo the other day. It was like, and in my mind, I'm like, did you take that yourself? How who even took that for you? And I had to use the word taint, not one of my favorite words. Like, what is a taint? Nobody wants to talk about a taint. I could go on about dick pics forever, but I'm not gonna. I also got one, a gentleman. He was like, posed on his child's SpongeBob SquarePants rug. He was like, I'm like, does your son know you're doing that in his bathroom right now? I got another one where a guy, like, he had the tiniest hand, and I just kept thinking to myself, did you borrow that tiny, did you rent that tiny hand? I know it looks like you have a huge cock, but that's not okay. Like, I know your hands are not that small. I've seen your hand, now I've seen your dick too, but like, a girlfriend of mine the other day, she told me, she's like, I went to dinner, it was my first date, we sat down, and we got an appetizer, and then after the appetizer came to the table, he took out his phone, and he was like, entree. I'm like, no, you didn't even get your chicken breast before he showed you his junk on the phone. Like, and this is the part that really troubles me. They wouldn't do it if it didn't work on somebody. Yeah. So I want to know which one of you is out there going like, yeah, before we even get dinner. No, it's disgusting. All right, I'll go back to my Bud Light. Thank you guys for coming out to Rio Linda tonight. Thank you for being here.
Give it up for Natalie, everybody.